If you love sausage, shrimp, vegetables, or a meal that's just super versatile, this is the meal prep recipe for you. Meal prep season is here, so let's get into the super easy meal prep idea that I have prepared for you today. We're gonna go ahead and just line our baking dish with a little parchment paper. You're gonna wanna use an oversized baking dish so that everything can fit nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and add my chopped sausage to one side. We're also using some white sliced mushrooms as well. If you don't like mushrooms, use zucchini or squash or something else, another veggie that can go well with this medley. I'm also gonna add some sliced potatoes. These are baby Dutch potatoes. You can use sweet potatoes, purple potatoes, whatever you prefer. Just make sure that everything on the baking dish is like in its own little individual section of the tray. I'm also going to use some green beans. These are fresh green beans that have been washed and dried. Once everything is on the sheet pan, we're gonna go ahead and start to just season. So I'm going to do a liberal drizzle of garlic infused olive oil. I like to use infused olive oils like this when there's not too much going on with the recipe, and so you wanna kind of like impart flavor wherever you can to everything on the sheet pan except the sausage. I'm gonna go ahead and season with kosher salt, a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. This is adobo. You can use whatever you prefer or whatever you have on hand, and just season with your heart. You know, I'm going to tell you what I'm using, but you can use what you like to use and what you feel comfortable using and what you have on hand. I'm using some smoked paprika, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. And then I'm going to give everything a nice massage so that it's nice and incorporated. As you can see, again, I'm not seasoning the sausage. I'm using a smoked sausage here, and it really doesn't need it. You can kind of get like the residual seasoning that might be left over on the sheet pan after everything cooks, but you don't really need to like worry about seasoning the sausage too much. That's just my personal opinion when it comes to smoked sausage. But I'm gonna give everything a nice massage here, and then we're gonna get it into our preheated oven. The oven is set to 400 degrees. We're gonna get it on the top tray in the oven, on the top rack in the oven, and we're gonna let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the potatoes are fork tender. So once you have everything on the sheet tray, just make sure it's not overcrowding. Make sure everything is kind of like making a connection with the pan, so that way you can create flavor on each side. So I'm still playing with my food, y'all, forgive me. But once it's nice and cohesive on the sheet tray, you just want to pop that into the oven, let it go, and then while it's cooking, just work on your shrimp. So I'm doing a shrimp and sausage meal prep here, but you can use chicken and shrimp. You can use all veggies if you want, maybe some tofu if you're going meatless for January, whatever the case might be. I really like the combination of the sausage and the shrimp. It kind of gives you like a jambalaya kind of vibe, which I enjoy. So we're just gonna season this up. Again, pretty much using the same seasoning here, but I did add a little bit of Old Bay to this, and I had some Kinder's like lemon garlic seasoning that goes really well on seafood. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in some smoked paprika as well, since I added that to everything else on the sheet tray. So give this a nice massage and then let it kind of marinate and hang out in the bowl until you have checked your potatoes in the oven. And once a fork can go through the potatoes, that's how you know you can go ahead and add the shrimp. So at this point, everything was cooking for about 15 minutes or so. And then I'm gonna add the shrimp in and just let it go until the shrimp is nice and bright red and you can tell it's cooked through. That is only gonna take about, I don't know, 15 or so more minutes, if that. Like, it's so quick, y'all. So just keep an eye on it. And it definitely depends on the size of your shrimp as well. So my shrimp are not too big, but I wanted everything to get like nice and caramelized. As you can see, the sausage has gotten nice and charred and everything is perfect on the sheet tray. So this is the point where we can kind of give everything a nice toss, a nice mix. You can also prepare your meal prep containers and make sure you have those out, because now all that's left to do is to portion everything out and enjoy. You can set these up in your refrigerator for about 2 to 3 days. They're great for on-the-go lunch options. And then if you want them for dinner as well, you can also maybe add like a side salad for something fresh and crunchy to go with it. But yeah, this is an easy meal prep option to consider. As you can see, everything came together on one sheet pan. You could throw it in the oven. You can make different variations of this. It's just a formula to keep in your back pocket for when you need a really quick and easy meal prep option. So I hope you'll take this into the new year with you and enjoy.